Chapter 6. After these teachings, Yeshua went away to the other side of the lake of the Galilee, or Tiberias. A sizable crowd followed him after him, because they saw the miraculous signs which he was performing on those who were sick. Then Yeshua ascended up the mountain. He sat down with his disciples there. Now the Pesach, the feast of the Jewish people, was near. After looking up with his eyes and seeing that a large crowd was coming to him, Yeshua said to Philip, "How are we to buy bread so that these people may have something to eat?" He was saying this to test him, because he himself knew already what he was planning to do. Philip answered him, 200 denarii will not buy enough bread for every one of them to receive a little. One of his disciples, Andrew, Shimon Kepha's brother, told him, "There is a youth here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what are these for so many people?" Yeshua said, "Make the people sit down." Now there was much grass in that area, so the people sat down in number about 5,000. Then Yeshua took the loaves, and after having given thanks, he distributed to those who were sitting down. In a similar way, as much as they wanted, the fish was given to the people. When they were full, he told his disciples, "Gather up the leftover food so that nothing will be lost." So they gathered the leftovers and filled 12 baskets with food remaining from the 5 barley loaves which had been eaten. When the people saw the miraculous signs which he had performed, they said, "This is indeed the prophet who is destined to come into the world." After becoming aware that they were intending to come and take him by force to make him king, Yeshua withdrew again to the mountain by himself alone. As evening came, his disciples walked down to the sea. After going on board a boat, they began to cross the sea over to Capharnaum. Already it had become dark, and Yeshua had not yet come to them. The sea was becoming rough because a strong wind was blowing. After they had rowed about 3 or 4 miles, they saw Yeshua walking on the sea and coming near to the boat. They were frightened, but he said to them, "It is I, do not be afraid." At that they were willing to take him on board the boat, and in a moment the boat had reached the shore at the destination where they were going. On the following day, the crowd of people that had stayed on the other side of the sea saw that there was no other boat there except one, and that Yeshua had not gone on board the boat with the disciples. His disciples had gone away by themselves. Other small boats from Tiberias came near to the place where they ate the bread after the Lord had given thanks. So when the crowd of people saw that Yeshua was not there, nor were his disciples, they themselves went on board small boats and came over to Capharnaum, searching for Yeshua. When they found him on the other side of the lake, they asked him, "Rabbi, how did you come here?" Yeshua answered them and said, "In solemn truth, I tell you, you seek me, not because you saw miraculous signs, but because you ate of the loaves and were filled. Do not work for the food which quickly spoils, but rather for the food which lasts forever, even unto eternal life, which the Son of Man will give to you. After all, it is upon him that the Father has placed his seal of approval." With that, they asked him, "What must we do so that we really will be doing God's works?" Yeshua answered and said to them, "This is the work of God, that you believe in the one whom he has sent." So they said to him, "What miraculous signs are you doing so that we may see and then believe you? What miracle will you perform? Our ancestors ate the manna in the desert, as it stands written, 'He gave them bread from heaven to eat.'" Yeshua then said to them, "In solemn truth I tell you that Moshe has not given you the bread from heaven, but it is my Father who has given you the true bread out of heaven. Moreover, the bread from God is what comes down out of heaven and gives life to the people of the world. Then they said to him, Lord, give us this bread all the time. I am, Yeshua said to them, the bread of life. The one who comes to me will never hunger, and the one who believes in me will never be thirsty. Although I told you that you have seen me, you do not really believe. Everything that the Father gives me will come to me. Moreover, the one who comes to me, I would certainly not push away. Surely I have come down from heaven, not to do my own will, but rather the will of him who sent me. This is the will of him who sent me, that of all that he has given me, I must not lose anything, but raise up all to life on the last day. Because this is the will of my Father, namely, that everyone who sees the Son and believes in him will have eternal life, and that I myself will raise that one to life on the last day. Upon this, some of the Jewish people began whispering about him because he said, I am the bread which came down out of heaven. They were asking, is not this Yeshua, the son of Joseph? Do we not know his father and mother? How does he now claim I have come down out of heaven? Yeshua answered and told them, do not whisper among yourselves. No person can come to me unless the Father who sent me draws that individual. Moreover, on the last day I will raise that one to life. It stands written in the prophets. Then they all will be taught by God. Every person who has heard and learned from the Father comes to me. Not that anyone has seen the Father except the one who is from God. That one has seen the Father. In solemn truth I tell you, the one who believes has eternal life. I am the bread of life. Your ancestors ate the manna in the desert, and they died. Here is the bread which comes down from heaven, so that a person may eat from it and not die. I am the living bread that came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, that person will live forever. So also the bread which I will give for the life of the people of the world is my body. At that, the Jewish people began to argue among themselves, saying, how can this man give us his body to eat? So Yeshua said to them, in solemn truth I tell you, unless you eat from the body of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you do not have life in yourself. The one who takes my body for food and drinks my blood has eternal life. On the last day, moreover, I will raise that one to life. Moreover, my body is real food and my blood is true drink. The one who feeds on my body and drinks my blood abides in me, and I abide within that person. As the living Father sent me, and I live because of the Father, so whoever feeds on me, also that individual will live because of me. This is the bread which came down out of heaven. It is not like that which our ancestors ate and died. The one who feeds on this bread for food will live forever. He shared these teachings in the Jewish Learning Center as he taught in Capernaum. Many of his disciples, however, when they listened to the message, commented, this is a difficult to understand teaching. Who can accept it? But Yeshua, being aware that his disciples were finding fault with this message, said to them, why does this cause you to stumble? What if you could see the Son of Man ascending to where he was at the beginning? It is the Spirit who gives life. The body profits nothing. The teachings which I have shared with you are spirit and are life. Even so, there are some of you who still do not believe. After all, from the start, Yeshua knew who they were who did not believe and who it was that would betray him. As a result, he was saying, because of this, I have told you that no one can come to me unless it has been given to that person from the Father. As a consequence of this message, Many of the disciples drew back and were not walking with him any longer. So Yeshua asked the 12, "Do you yourself want to go away as well?" Shimon Kepha answered him, "Lord, to whom shall we go? Your teachings lead us into eternal life. We have believed and continue to believe, having come to know of a certainty that you are the Holy One of God." Yeshua answered them, "Did I myself not choose you the 12, even if one of you is a devil?" By this he made reference to Yehuda, the son of Shimon, man of Kariot, because from among the 12 he was going to betray him.